In this video, we're going to be comparing the Kershaw Clash and the Kershaw Blur, two of my favorite carry knives and ones that I carry frequently on duty as a firefighter. All right, so let's start with the basics. We have the Clash below here and we have the Blur above here. Now, both knives come in serrated and non-serrated versions. Me personally, I like to go with the serrated just because you never know when you're going to need it, but just know that that's an option out there as well. Size-wise, they're pretty comparable as far as sizing goes, and weight, they have about the same amount of weight. Obviously, as you can see, the Blur is slightly bigger. Now, what do I like about each of them? Now, we'll start with the Clash. I like the Clash because it's a solid, heavy-duty knife, and for a knife like this, it is razor sharp. I have never had to sharpen this one, and I've had it for, I think, a little over 3 years at this point. Now, this one does not have a thumb stud. Now that's something that I don't like very much about the Clash. I prefer the thumb stud. I know some knives come with both a thumb stud and a flipper. This one comes with a paddle or a flipper, whatever you want to call it. So it's still easy to open one-handed. All you have to do is push down on that and it pops right open. Now what I don't really like that much about the Clash, and it's not the end of the world, it's not a big deal, but I don't like the grip. I wish they would have done something a little bit more with it. You can see there's some texture here, but it's not rubberized, it's nothing special, it's just kind of some lines. Now, it does feel pretty good in the hand. I don't really have any complaints about that. The other thing that I do like about it though is that the clip is reversible for tip up or tip down carry, whichever one you prefer. Now, as far as the Blur goes, this is actually my second Blur. The reason I got a second one is because I lost the first one. I've had this one for probably 2 or 3 years, and the one prior to that I had for probably 2 or 3 years prior to that. So I've carried this knife for quite a while now. My favorite feature by far about this knife is the grip. I'm trying to see if you can see here, it's almost the texture of like a skateboard grip. It is very hard to lose your grip on this, to drop this. It doesn't feel as good in the hand, mostly because it doesn't have this groove right here for your finger, but with the grip, it really makes up for it. Very tight lock, very tight mechanism, very easy to open. Now this one is a spring assisted, and I prefer, this one has a dual thumb stud in case you're a lefty or a righty. I prefer to use the thumb stud over the flipper like on the Clash, and it opens up very easily with one hand. Either knife, you're not gonna have an issue with opening it one-handed. Either knife, you're not gonna have any issue with it dulling out. Both of the blades have held up remarkably well. Now, if you're somebody that's going to be carrying it every day, this might not be a good knife these might not be good knives for you if you are worried about size and weight. Now these are a little bit thicker and there's a little bit of weight to it. So if you're someone that carries every day and you can't really carry in a situation where there's a big bulge in your pocket or there's something sticking out, these might not be a good fit. There's some other knives out there that might be a little bit better. But if you don't mind a heavy duty knife that is just going to be durable and last for a very long time, either one of these is a great fit. Now, my opinion, I will go with the Blur over the Clash every day. The reason being, that grip sells it for me. One of the things that I never want to have happen is to have be using the knife or be holding the knife or anywhere, whether it be oil or water or anything else going on, and it slips and I cut my hand. This grip is borderline impossible to slip out of your hand. Between the two, like I said, you're not going to go wrong with either one, but in my opinion, the Blur takes the cake.